So did we get them straightened out? I'm gonna just read you my first chapter of my autobiography. Thanks for coming. All right, let me get to page 1. Oh, we ready? Cool. I was gonna read my autobiography. All right.
So Jay, we gonna cheers to this one?
Man, fuck it.
We got
It's been a while. It's been a while.
I think I did good on that one.
Man, what you call this?
I guess because I made it's gonna be Nate's Margarita. That's mine. My variation on it. Jay, you can make your own drink too. So once you think about it, you're gonna feel like I'll let you pick the ingredients and everything.
And I don't know if it's gonna turn out right. I'm a little extra. All right, so well, I should say welcome back to the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Welcome back, just us.
Welcome back to the show, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Welcome back to the show.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen,
Jay
we're going
and Nate show.
Right.
Jay and Nate show.
Jay and Nate show. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming back. We are just trying new things. If you want to know how to make this drink, well, I'm just cut all that.
You're just going in there.
We're just gonna go straight in.
Yeah.
All right.
But Jay,
yeah,
I got a question for you, buddy.
All right, what's up?
So I was thinking about this a lot, and we've been meaning to ask you this for a long time.
Right.
Throughout, and it might be a male thing. And we need a women's perspective on this too. But do you think humans, or for you, you can speak personally for you, do we create our own problems? Like, do we look for trouble? Do we look for problems?
Do we look for something to blame too?
That can be a part of it.
I think we do. I think we're. It's all about our upbringing, right? So I think you can go 2 ways. You can go about it. You can either see a problem and it'll stop you in your track, and that's just a door that you just can't open. That's a level that you can't reach. And then on the other hand, if you're taught, hey, a problem is just something to get around or get over. I really don't know where I'm going, but yes.
But is there? I mean, we can go specific in, because it's like we create, like, do you like to live in the struggle? Like, do you like to? Yeah. So that's why, because I know I do that for me. So I create problems for myself because I like to be.
So you create pressure for yourself?
Pressure is one thing, but and you call it pressure, problems, that kind of thing. But do you create that for yourself? Like, because life could be good for you, right? Like, you could just take it easy. You could pretty much coast, like, instead of like coasting, right?
Yeah.
We just like, we just create things, and like we create challenges. And I know that's as individuals, but I mean, even as people, like as a culture, as a people, I see it's like we could easily, solve world hunger. We could be in the moon right now.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about.
It's like like we could do all this, but I feel like we find problems, we create stress, and it deviates from, again, what could be problems already solved. Again, I think everybody could have every human could have a great life, but we always we're fighting. We're fighting something, like, so do we create that? Like, cause
yes. I mean, like, I don't even know why we fight amongst each other, as well as I don't know why we fight with our inner selves. You know what I mean? And I just don't fucking get it. I just don't get it, because like you said, solving world hunger. Restaurants throw out so much leftovers. I really can't talk because I don't know why, but it's starting to click in and my tongue started getting heavy.
Right. I made it strong. There you go. Yeah.
All right. But restaurants throw out leftover food from the night before all the time.
Right.
That literally can go to the homeless shelters. Right. Boom. Solving in your cities. Literally, I make my personal struggle harder than what it really is.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't think the restaurant because I don't think that's the restaurant's fault, but it's a rule or a law, because they can't, like, even if they wanted to, they can't. So I don't know how the depths of that, but yeah, that's something I always thought about. Yeah.
But who makes the law? We do, right? Yeah, like, people vote for people to get in certain positions to make the law for everyone else, right?
Right.
Why we can't get out of our own fucking way, man?
Yeah.
Like, mentally as well as, society wise. Like, we just can't get the fuck out of our own fucking way.
Mhm. But is there anything? Because I know it's easy to talk about again people. Because yeah, it just perplexes me all the time. Because I think I've told you, it's like I go outside and it's like, man, we could be in space, but we're not because we cause
Hmm.
problem. But like specifically to you, is there anything like this might be hard just think about right now, but like anything that you just create, like you create your own stress? Like, is there
I go into every situation with a chip on my shoulders, of
okay?
course. Create my own stress. Yes, I overthink things. I'm always thinking of the worst case scenario. I'm always playing defense instead of offense.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to change that mindset. But why do you keep putting the chip on your shoulders?
Mhm.
Because I know, like, all right, we have talked off camera. You feel like you have to be at a certain place and have to maintain that certain place
Mhm.
forever. You can't have an off day. And when you do have like a off day or a bad day, right?
Yeah.
You feel like shit, like you behind, like you want to beat your chest, and now that next day you grind twice as hard. And I'm going, no, you ahead of the game. You ahead of everybody else, like
Mhm.
so personally, why do you keep a chip on your shoulder?
There's probably a lot of layers to that because it's just like I have a level of performance I want to be at. So it's just a level of performance I want to keep at. And if I'm, that's probably just how I see my own worth. It's like my own perception of my own self worth. So if I'm not either creating something, doing something, if I'm not working out, like just these my key beliefs. If I'm not doing them, that's probably a poor reflection of my self worth. Again, there's a lot of layers to why I go into that, and again, it's like because and there's simple things I just keep getting in my own way, I guess. Like
But why do we keep getting in our own way?
because well, is a simple life or an easy life, is that really what we want?
That's what we say.
Yeah, because
Everybody works for an entire. I mean, everybody works to retire, right? And their idea of retirement is laying back on the beach, not worrying about bills, not worrying about, where the next meal is coming from. Everything is smooth sailing. But yet the people that can actually afford that lifestyle or make it to that lifestyle skip retirement and they just continue to work their ass off.
yeah, because I mean, this might be the case for because it's like I could, because I have two. Well, I have a corporate job and also have my own business,
Mhm.
but it's like I could just work the corporate job and be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like an example of just why I keep getting in my own way, or I feel like a person's like I don't think that's enough. I don't. For me, it's like not enough to just have a job.
Mhm.
So it's like I got to create this other thing, and that's why it's like it keeps filling up your time, and it's like I couldn't. It's just for me, it's like downtime is my problem.
I think the deep root of that question goes, what is your purpose? You know, like for the person that needs to fill up his time,
Mhm.
especially in your instance, in your category, right? You don't need to do the second job,
Yeah, I mean, like yeah,
but the second job is more fulfilling.
right.
So you're you're walking in your purpose in the
Mhm.
second job, even though the second job doesn't pay. Well, it balances out, it equals out
Yeah.
to the first job, right? But you're getting more fulfillment from the second job.
Okay. But do you think now going keeping it back to why we create problems, is it because 'cause we're seeking fulfillment? Like
Yes. And
okay.
I think purpose. I think that's the only thing humanity is missing right now. Like people are running with their heads cut off, just going to job, waking up every day, doing the same routine, go to work, come home, eat, go to sleep, wake up, yell at a wife, go back to work. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's no purpose, it's no fulfillment. It's you're not getting anything out of it. You're not moving the needle in society. And I feel like most people want to contribute.
Yeah.
They want to contribute to society, but they never got the okay to do it. So we are okay being stuck in dead end jobs. I'm not saying that you can't move up in your company. I'm not calling that like a dead end job.
Yeah.
Well, just a job that doesn't fulfill your purpose. You know,
Okay.
you have wonderful photographers that never picked up a camera.
True. Very true.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's just because they're not following their purpose.
Okay. But how does that correlate again to, I guess, the bigger picture as a society? Like, why we just like search for like things to complain about, or just search for things to fight about? Because if it is so we're not fulfilled, so we're mad.
Right?
I'm just asking. I'm just throwing things out there. So it's
Right.
just like, because like on an individual scale, yeah, it makes sense. Like, okay, I'm just not fulfilled, so I just create these stressors. Cool. But then we get bigger. So like set to a city or to a whole country. Like, why do we set these problems?
We have nothing to conquer. We have nothing to do.
Okay.
But, go to space, which right now we're not even focused on that. Like think about mankind as a whole, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna break this down to the men complex.
Yep.
Right? Before you were an engineer, right? Before you were a lawyer, doctor, scientist, fireman, car salesman, anything like that. If we wind it all the way back, we were hunters and gatherers, right?
Yeah.
And there was a purpose in there. You woke up every day to go out and achieve something so you can bring it back to the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go hunt, kill something that's big enough to feed us for a week, or we had to gather enough berries to bring so we can sustain for the winter.
Okay.
We still have that drive naturally.
Okay. And was it partially because it was simple? Like, it was just simple.
It
Like,
was
you woke
fucking
up, it's simple. It's just, I got to do these things. It's just simplicity. Not that it was easy, but it was just simple thought. Like, I got to eat, got to water, got to do it. So,
Exactly. Like, if you ever been around a group of men,
yeah.
the simplest challenges is the most competitive challenges for us. Who can run the fastest? Right? Well, we don't know where the fuck we're running. We're gonna just take off in this direction and figure out who can run the fastest, right? So those simple tools, and all right, can you kill a buffalo?
Okay. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Can you kill a buffalo?
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Just with 2 people? Or can I kill 3 buffalo
Yeah.
with 5 people? It was competition, but we all were working together to achieve a common goal, and the goal was simple. Now, are you worried about eating?
No, not necessarily.
Are you worried about shelter?
Yeah, it's just different. Yeah, the stressors are way different.
Stress. So I think we make stress. And you let me know if I can be going off on a tangent.
No, yeah.
But I think we make stress because our life is too fucking comfortable right now.
It's for us. I think for us as Americans, yeah, definitely.
As Americans, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and we
don't appreciate shit as an American.
This kind of goes along maybe with it, is like, because I don't know if you're like when you were young, like little teenager, like your older relatives just want to like sit on a porch and just be like, well, for me, I could say for me, they want to sit on a porch in the country and
a
just
front
do
porch was everything.
Yeah, you just didn't want to do anything. And I was like, that's boring as hell. Like, that's ridiculous. And now I'm like, because everything's got, I create this complexity of problems. I'm like, now, it'd be just nice. Like, sometimes it's like, man, it'd be just nice to not just, and then it's like, it's like, do you have something like that?
Yes, it was the rocking chair or the lazy boy.
Okay. The lazy boy.
Yes, the lazy boy. Because I'm gonna say, like, my father and his grandfather and all of those, I'm not gonna lie, our generation, we have it easier.
Okay.
Right? Due to technology and all of that. But they literally used to have to go mine or do labor-intensive jobs.
Yeah.
And it satisfied that urge of, that testosterone urge. So when you got home, you were able to appreciate your kids. You were able to appreciate this little humble abode that you worked your tail off, but it's yours, this house. You were able to appreciate the woman that you married because you didn't strive for anything more. You were content with what you had.
And
I think society is wiring us now to keep going, like nothing is ever good enough.
Okay. Because, like, I know for me, because we, like, go ahead.
No.
I was going to say professionally, Like I know it's like I'm always trying to like get more clients or get into a new area, like always trying to learn new skill. And like relationships, like even if a relationship's good, I'm always trying like, okay, what else can we do? Like I'm always trying to like I'm never thinking that I'm doing enough. And then it's like even if it's fitness or soccer or sports, like oh, I need to do more practices. I need to hit this. Like there's always this constant thing.
Right?
That's the kind of things that I do. Those are the constant stressors, constant problems that I do.
Me?
What about you? Like, do you?
Selling?
It's okay. It's like
Oh,
this,
so
yes,
sold $20,000 in a day.
yeah,
My partner come do $20,000 as well.
hmm
So I'm going, oh, you think you better than me, right? Now he didn't say he's better than me.
hmm
I'm
yeah,
making it up in my
yeah,
mind,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And now I got a chip on my shoulder, and
Mhm.
it's just, and you just keep going. Like I got a couple properties, I want a
Yep.
couple more. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Or I got a nice car, I want a better car. Or I got enough to take care of this bank. I mean, I'm cool in this bank account, but I want this amount in my bank account. And I feel like it's a curse.
Yeah. At what point does it become detrimental? Like
Right.
what point? Because part of it there, I think there's a healthy because it's like me, I don't want to be content. Like say if it's a relationship, like oh, I just want to be comfortable. Like I'm not doing enough. So I'm like, hey, we're doing these things. But then on the toxic side, you're trying to be the best boyfriend possible. It becomes toxic. Cause where's the line? Because again, I think part of it's healthy to keep us moving forward, but then you get past that line and then you causes
Where the
resentment.
fuck is that line?
Yeah, where's the line? Because as again, like we were saying in the big picture, like it adds up because those are the individual things. Because then it adds in society. Like now we're just searching for things to complain about, to disagree on. Like
Right.
so,
Right.
like
Right. Like when is it okay to be comfortable?
mm,
Because they dangle that, like society dangles that carrot in front of us. Work this hard, do all of these things, and eventually you will get to a spot where it's okay to be comfortable,
mhm.
right? Let's put a number to it. Where is it okay to be comfortable for you?
Just money wise.
Money wise.
Shit, I thought it was 60,000. Now I'm like, oh shit, maybe it's
You're
120,
like,
130.
you get to 60,000 and go, it's cool, but I feel like it can be better. Then you get to 100,000 and you go, it's cool, but it's not as comfortable as I want. You get to 200,000, I can have more than the average person, but there's still people that can have more than what I can have.
Mhm. How do we check that though? Because like
I don't know,
comparing out
right?
to money, because it's like I mean like what is it? The average household in the U.S. is 40,000,
42.
42.
Yep.
I make more than that. I make basically twice
Mhm.
that. So I make like as a average household, and I'm like, and I still struggle. Well, I feel like I still struggle with things like it's just like, is it important to check yourself where you could be? Is like how do you balance like because not just creating if we're going to stay on the financial train just like okay I need to keep making money, I need to make my spouse happy, I need to make my kids happy. How do we check ourselves to not burn out or now we're causing problems for our spouse and kids?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
I haven't figured that out yet. I have no idea.
do you have a plan for when you get there? It's like what you could like
When do I? That's what I don't even know when I get there.
yeah because what do you think? Because I said my numbers for comfortability on financials, but what do you think is
So, all right. 5 years ago, I thought 100,000 was like
oh yeah
I'm like 100,000 right off into the sunset.
yeah
When you get there, maybe 200,000 is is the
Yeah.
number. I don't know. Like the only thing that I am seeing, and I'm always going back to my forefathers, right? I'm trying to figure out how did they stay balanced, and the only thing I see that I'm not doing that they did
Yeah.
was put family first. And I'm not talking about blood family. I'm just talking about friends and family.
Yeah.
I think that was the only thing that kept them grounded.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure we're not the first generation to have this urge to aspire to have more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
But I think we're the first generation that we don't value human interaction as much as the previous generation.
Mhm.
So I think that's where we possibly can be missing the boat.
Is the human interaction part?
Yeah, like
It's just sharing,
sharing,
okay.
like fucking sharing, right? Like the worst thing ever is to have access to a lot of resources and you have no one to enjoy them with.
Yeah.
You
I got
know what I
you.
mean? Like, you
It-
can rent out the movie theater. Everybody wants to go see the movie, but you the only one in there. Like,
Is that what keeps you grounded?
yes,
Okay. It's just thinking about how, okay. It's just like,
that's what keeps you motivated too.
okay, so so Camille, yeah, she keeps you grounded as well as motivated. Okay.
Right.
That's interesting. Yeah. Because it's like it's like, don't get too high, but she's also the reason you want to
Yeah, don't get too
higher.
high,
Yeah.
but I don't want her to work either. I want her
Yeah.
to enjoy it as much as I do.
Okay. I guess like have you guys ever talked about those type of stress, like if it's just financial stressors? Like I guess
Yes,
all the time. Yeah.
but no.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Like, all right, man to man, right? Man to man,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know what is our problem. What the fuck is our problem with communicating? Seeming like we're weak.
It's bad. Yeah.
We're like we get that shit. Like, if only we can fix that, I think
Yeah.
the world will be okay. But communication is just off.
Mhm.
And it's on my end because you never want to seem weak. You never want to seem like you don't have it under control.
Okay.
Right? And some people will say, well, society said you have to do that. So that's why you're thinking like that. You don't have to do that. No, not really. It's just all the men I looked up to
Mhm.
did that.
Okay.
Right? All the men that I have seen that's been quote unquote successful, that I can literally walk up to and shake their hand
Yep.
and for the way study how they move, because they probably passed, right? Handled the situation like that.
Okay.
And I think that's been happening for thousands of years. So I'm going, I know it had to be a man that tried to do it a different way and wasn't successful, but this way seems successful.
Yeah. But
is it healthy? No. But
no,
because
it's like, I mean, obviously we're seeing it on a micro scale to macro scale. It's not healthy.
Right.
And that's why it's easy to, like, it's even easier for us to blame society. Like, yeah,
Right.
that's why it's like trying to pinpoint it in with us, because you like I can see my stressors, but it's so hard to fix them. Like, because it's like I actively have to do things, and you're the same way, and it's like that's why it's like it's so hard to stay grounded.
But do you have problems communicating?
I could see. It's like
Is it
everything
yes
else.
or no? Is it yes or no?
Yes, I do. Yes.
So why?
Like the real reason why? Like, well, as far as communication, it's just like we weren't allowed. I wasn't allowed to. I was not allowed to communicate any type of emotional, if it was stress, if it was problem, or anything like that. It's just how it was. So,
but now you're older.
yeah, now you're older, so it's rewiring, and that's what I go through. That's why I tell even my partners, if it's with you professionally, and it's like, well, like Jay, I talked to you, and and in my relationship, I tell her like I'll have these instinctual things, like I'll say something or I'll act a certain way. And I'm like, all right, hold on, give me a second. Because I'm rewiring. It's like, oh, Jay, I actually didn't mean it like that. Like, yeah. So but instinctually, I'll still have those like things that were, even if it's 10 years ago.
So you're saying instinctually, right? That is a unusual word to use in that scenario.
All right.
Right? Yeah. Because you said it was society, right? Like you were taught this.
Yeah.
But instinctually typically means that it's in you no matter what. Like a dog knows how to run. You know what I mean? When 2 weeks, 3 weeks after he's born, right? It's an instinct, right? He knows to bite something with his mouth. We didn't have to teach a dog how to bite something with his mouth, right? And I'm with you when you use the word instinctually, because
if you do it long enough, it becomes an instinct. Yeah.
But I think it's already in us from birth. Just having that chromosome
of not communicating. Okay, yes. I mean,
let me ask you a question. How many men have you been around? Because we all grew up different in different households.
Yep.
How many men have you shared the locker room or the classroom with and actually was the greatest in communicating what was going on in their heads?
I'm trying to think. Like,
I'm going to say 2. And I've been around thousands of men.
Yeah, it's like, it's in the single digits up. I'm like, I'm thinking 1 out of 10. So it's like, 10% of men are probably
That's a high number.
Yeah, 10% of men are high level communicators, and I mean emotionally high level communicators. So,
And then even those 10% of their men, they might be highly skilled in communicating or deceiving. They might give you what they think you want. You know what I mean? They might not be communicating exactly how they feel. They might be filtering that and giving you what they want you to have.
Yeah.
So I'm going, all right, if we have all of these men, right,
Mm.
that all grew up in different households, different races, different communities, different religions, and we all have this issue of communication.
Okay.
Is it primal?
Is it like primal?
Yeah, primal?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean,
look.
yeah, it's just interesting because we grow up and then, and then eventually you keep going, you become a leader or even a country leader, and all it is just it's so good because it's like, man, it's just, I always said this, if just like nations leaders, like you got the king, you got Russia's leader, America, like U.S., everybody. If you got them all in a room just like this,
right,
and we all spoke the same language, put a drink or whatever, like everybody be chill, like, but you can't communicate. Like I feel like everybody be like super dope with each other, but then we create stuff because we don't know how to communicate. Like, nah, he hate, because you and me do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, Jay, you're mad at me, and we have this like tension, and I'm like, no, and there was nothing there.
It's literally nothing there. After we pull out the ribbon off the box and we go like, oh, you didn't have a problem with me?
Yeah,
I'm like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? Or yo, you didn't have a problem with me? I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, it's nothing there.
Yeah, and like nothing, and just creating it because you let it go and it creates and then you just give yourself more power. If it's a company or then a country,
right?
Then it's just like, hey, I got weapons now. Like, oh, Jay's pissing me off. Like, hey, Jay, here's some. Yeah.
I didn't like the way he played his pencil down in that meeting. I'm literally about to fire him and put his family out on the street off of emotion. But I'm going like, is that our fault? I know we can fix it, but is that men just being men? Because one thing, now I'm not talking about all the sexist stuff. We're just talking about the communication part, right? One thing that a man doesn't get, and a woman doesn't get this credit either, right? That every other species gets.
Okay.
Is that, right? If a frog stuck his tongue out and hit you on the arm, would you say, oh, he was trained to do that? Or would you go, no, that's just what frogs do. He see if he can eat you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what.
But if what you're saying is true, then it's like,
I'm not saying it's right.
Well, I'm not
just
saying right.
Maybe it's some truth behind it.
Yeah, it's just genetic. I mean, but it's like, that means the world problems are men's problems. But
yeah.
But that means
I would agree with that too. We fucked the world up.
Yeah, it's like majority of the world's leaders are men technically, so you can go that way.
But when you say problems, do we get credit for the world's success?
Probably not right now. Not right now.
Why not?
Because we're hated.
But I'm saying though, but if we get credit for the problems in the world, we should get credit for the success. How can you not credit me my full credit?
Okay, well we'll take it simple. Let's take it simple. Like,
okay,
just you in any type of partnership or you can be in. We can say that. All right, you do something wrong. You mess up. You mess up the Airbnb and you get it. It gets rented out when you didn't mean to. What'd you get blamed for? All the good nights, all the things you did in the last 100 days, or that kind of one thing?
I would get blamed for that. And
exactly.
I don't think that's right.
That's just a small. I agree with that, because like, as men, like, I think any relationship, but like, or partnership, like the good things you do, even in a job, like all your good performances, but that one little, but that one little thing, that mess up, people remember that. So that's like, as far as leaders and stuff, you're remembered for all your mess ups. So it's like, we can't be hated and loved at the same time.
But
hated or loved.
So that's all I'm saying. Like, for the people that say like men fucked the world up, I'm going, well, men created the world that you live in. You gotta give us credit. And I know a lot of people are gonna be mad at me, but you gotta give us credit for that. If you like going into your house and turning on the heat and the air, because you could have been in the hut You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man created that. Man created electricity. Not saying women didn't create things.
Yeah.
But men created 90% of this.
Good majority. Let's say, because I mean, it's just
90% is a good majority.
all right. Well, so we'll go with that.
Yeah, I
we
mean,
don't know if that's true, but don't but yeah.
Pull out
but,
stats. I'll
yeah.
say, show me if they can show me
Yeah.
80% of the success of from the world, from whatever we have documented from the world beginning to now.
Yeah. I mean, valid. I mean, totally valid.
I don't think it's 50-50 because you had 75% of that time. Women couldn't, really do anything.
Yeah, we're going into a realm of,
and I'm not saying women are not worth anything. I'm not saying like, oh, just throw women to the side.
No,
I'm just saying
that, but
I'm just saying for this topic only, if we get blamed for all the fucked up shit that the world is going through, not recycling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
World wars, then you have to give us credit for allowing you to go into the grocery store and pick your groceries instead of grow your groceries.
Yeah, still hunting. But now, because I think how we can do better, because now going forward, we all have to evolve, right?
Right.
And I think we said it. It's just like now men have to change. Is like against the communication. How do we fix like creating problems? I think what we found is boiled down to is just how do you and me create problems? I think that's good. It's like, how do you and me create problems at the show? It's just poor communication. Because as soon as you and me had a work call last week about what we want to do and all the things, all stress went away. All anxiety went away.
We could definitely learn.
Yeah. And that thing is, and I think I'm a highly emotional aware person. And I was like, but it's just like we still like, because if I think if two people aren't on the same level, like if I'm like, I want to talk to you, Jay, and Jay's like, I don't really want to talk to you right now. You still have that void, but it's tough. I don't know if women have that. Women, let us know. But like for us, like
because we're just talking about men. We
can't
talk about women.
Because you and me could have let shit go for a while. Like we'll just go hypothetical. Like man, we could let it go. We got in a physical fight. We could have done a lot of shit. And it was just like, oh, nothing was problem. Shit. And I think that simple thing boils up to everything.
Everything.
So
I think we definitely have a lot to learn.
Yes, we do.
All right, communication is definitely key. But I don't think I'm not just gonna let people say that's what we've been taught. That's what our families taught us. I think that's in us.
It's just in you. Okay.
I just think it's in us. I know I'm getting shit for it. Fuck it, put it up.
But you're not saying that you can't change it.
No, definitely. We changing it every day.
Yep.
But I am recognizing that we are going against nature.
I can see that. I can. You can't really disagree with that, but I can see that. Yeah, I like that. Right.
Close to that.
Yeah.
There we go. You guys made it to the end of the video. I'm glad that you enjoyed the episode, but can you please like and subscribe the actual video? I'm gonna say it again. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. We need you to subscribe so we know that you guys actually like us. So please. But again, thanks for coming. We'll see you again.